Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is part 2 of my deer-resistant plant list. I think I covered like 11 plants in the first video. I'm going to do the same in the second video. Just as a reminder again, I said this in the first video, I'm talking about broad groups of plants. And so if you see something like LOROPETALUM or boxwood or something like that in here, I have a playlist on my channel with all the different boxwoods I've ever covered, all the different LOROPETALUMs I've ever covered, so on and so forth. So you can dig deeper and find a plant that actually suits the space that you want to put it in. I didn't cover each individual Nandina in this, but I covered Nandina as a group. Lots of Nandina videos on my channel. Again, secondly, deer don't read the deer resistant list, and there's probably something that somebody's gonna be watching this video and go, deer ate mine. And that's just the way that is. A desperate deer will probably eat almost anything. This just happens to be the plants that, from my experience and the experience of others, tend to be the lower on their list of things to eat, but it doesn't mean they won't eat them. Also, before I get started, rabbits don't read the deer resistant list at all, and they have a completely different group of things that they tend to be that tend to be rabbit resistant. And so keep that in mind as well. Things that are deer resistant don't necessarily mean that they're other critter resistant. So let's get started on this second video. Thanks for watching. So here's a young group of Chinese snowball viburnum, and viburnum as a group are considered deer resistant. Probably not all viburnum are, but you can look up the individual viburnums you're looking at. Again, I have a playlist on my channel for viburnum, so you can find lots of them on there. I probably say in the video whether or not it's a deer resistant variety. This is Chinese snowball. I definitely have a couple videos on my channel for this one. Blooms heavily in the spring, and then here we are almost November, and they will put on some additional color late in the season every year. This one gets quite big, but a very good deer resistant choice. So it's almost November, and these SPIREA aren't going to look that great. They're about to lose their leaves. Probably would have already lost their leaves in more northern climates, but down here on the Gulf Coast, they still have some leaves on them. This is Reeves SPIREA. Probably most people are more familiar with Gold Mound SPIREA and Little Princess SPIREA and some of the dwarf ones, and lots of new selections every year. But SPIREA in general is very low on the choice of things for deer. Again, doesn't mean they're deer proof, but this is a very low, this is one of the last things selected by them. I found a group of Stellar Ruby magnolias, and this is a banana shrub hybrid. Banana shrubs are considered deer resistant. Again, it's one of those things with the fragrant flowers tend to be your friend. But this is Stellar Ruby. It's a new variety. These things are just going to be everywhere. It's got a ruby red flower on it, blooms multiple times a year, blooms heavy in the spring and then repeat blooms. You can prune it to make it bloom even more. Super excited about this plant, and also it's deer resistance as well. So I've finally come across the LOROPETALUM. LOROPETALUM come in all shapes and sizes. This is a purple foliage variety, obviously, but there are green foliage varieties. There are white flowering ones and purple flowering ones and red flowering ones, and just kind of all over the place. You can get all shapes and sizes on LOROPETALUM. They're all considered deer resistant. It's in the witch hazel family. Has this neat, interesting little frilly flower on it in the spring, and then we'll sometimes have residual flowers some summer and fall. But super industrial plants for anybody who they're cold hardy for. They're super industrial, and then pretty much resistant to anything that comes along. So I came across this big group of Ligustrum recurvifolium in a 1 gallon pot, and this is a Japanese ligustrum, and deer tend to avoid the Japanese ligustrum. The Chinese ligustrum, amazingly, deer will eat, and I see it on deer resistant list, just ligustrum in general, but the little leaf ligustrum or the Chinese ligustrum, definitely the deer will eat on it for sure. The broadleaf ones like this, again, this is another plant that's going to be somewhat controversial talking about, just because it's also considered an invasive. And again, I have to say this, people don't like to hear it, but at this point, most of the ligustrum that we've introduced into the U.S. are now they're now natives, and they're very unwelcome natives, but natives nonetheless. And I don't think you not planting them is going to change that, but I understand that some people will not want to plant them. But this makes a very good screening plant. I've got videos on my channel for it, and like I say, the Japanese, the broadleaf ligustrum is very deer resistant. So I've come across a big giant group of blue point junipers, and junipers as a group are considered deer resistant, and with junipers you can kind of get whatever you want out of them. There's ground cover ones, and there's kind of medium sized 3 to 4 feet shrub like junipers, and then there's upright ones like this blue point juniper that are good for screening or good in containers or good on corners. There's gold foliage junipers, and ones with just spotted variegation in them, then green ones, and then ones with blue hues, ones that kind of grow formal like this, and ones that are kind of all over the place. So junipers offer a lot of different options, and all of them are pretty much considered deer resistant. One thing that definitely has to go on the list is butterfly bushes. Here we are in November down here on the Gulf Coast, and there's still in bloom. Of course, everybody knows how long they bloom, but the deer just have no appetite whatsoever for butterfly bushes. So if you're looking for color, looking for pollinators, this is going to be a good choice for you. In some areas of the country, they can be invasive. Most of the southeast, for whatever reason, I rarely ever see them come up from seed. So I found a big group of Marvel Mahonia, and Mahonia as a group are considered deer resistant. I've had some issue with my soft caress Mahonia being eaten by rabbits, the finer textured Mahonia, but the broad foliage Mahonia, like this one, no problems whatsoever. They are definitely very deer resistant. This one right here, you can see the flower bud on it here in November. It'll be in flower here in the late winter, but Mahonia are definitely a good choice for you for deer resistance. So here's another interesting one to me. This is a Cephalataxis, or a false yew. This is a ground cover version, or prostrate plum yew. These are very, very deer resistant. Actual yews, deer are not deer resistant at all, and deer will go after them big time. But if any of the plum yews, which Utopia I've shown, Duke Gardens I've shown on the channel, lots of different plum yews, and then of course this prostrate plum yew that you always see me talking about as a shade plant is a great choice for a deer resistant plant. So next up is a great one. This is a dwarf yaupon holly. Any kind of yaupon holly will be fine. These are native to the southeast. There's upright yaupons and weeping yaupons. There's one called Bordeaux that has great new coloration on the new growth, and the regular dwarf yaupon holly also has a little bit of a burgundy hue to it as it's growing in the spring. But this is an easy plant to keep, between 2 and 4 feet in height and 2 and 4 feet in width. It'll grow in the sun or the shade, drought tolerant, salt tolerant, all the things you'd want in a plant, and most importantly, extremely deer resistant. So thank you very much for watching the second part of my deer resistant list video. I've got 20 or 30 more things written down, and as soon as I gather up the footage, I'll make those videos as well, part 3, 4, and 5. As long, there'll be lots more videos in this series. I'll also do a video on grasses and perennials as well that are deer resistant. And so that's my plan for the upcoming weeks and over the winter time, is just to gather up my old footage from things I know to be deer resistant. Again, there's something in this video that deer have eaten for sure, and we will definitely be reading about it down at the bottom of this video. But thank you for following along, and good luck with your deer issues.